7310. 7310. Yeah, if you can have a 01 or a 02, but it's not going. Having a field duty?
Oh, jeez. Hey, Jared, how you doing? Sorry, man. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure something out here. The channel 1 and channel 3 are down. I don't know why. Oh, oh, you were retroactively watching last night. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm getting them back up now. I'm not sure what I did, but when I went live here, I must have messed something up. I'll be back up in a second. My calculations are correct. Channel 1 and Channel 3 should be back up now. Yep. Yeah, they're back up. All right. So, let's see.
$74.11 IBM 2610. You want
it? Boy, a whole bunch of.
1102 for 7411. Make sure it's clear. Okay, 415. I want to give her 102. Let's get 1402.
They've got a shield.
It's on a 34 million. It's available. Cost time down 3349 Pan American Drive. It's going to be at the CVS. There was trespass. Black man Jeremiah Jones, maroon mask. Excuse me. 7615. Yes, sir. Stand by going off there.
It's on Channel 5, Jared.
Five 470.
5470. 092741 at 46.
This is on 46 off 1404.
Magic City Casino until 2000.
On or off the air?
On the air.
Here you go. 1404 Miami. I got a unit for Terminal 25, 1055, Southwest A Street 1055, Southwest A Street, Aaron Sales Unleased, the silent alarm, panic cash counter 1404, cancel unit.
Seventy three 10.
Coming 310.
Alright, make contact with the soldiers for no purposes. Made soldiers advising that they're going to try to call the state to see if they're willing to provide us with a search warrant to try to make entry and retrieve the subject.
Oh boy.
So we do have a barricaded subject.
This has turned into a barricaded subject.
That's QSL. You can inform field duty of the other day.
QSL 7501 or 7102.
And if you can, just have a CFT unit here try to, or he's on scene. I'll have CFT as well try to speak to him.
QSL 7102.
QSL, be responding. What's the QTH?
891 Southwest 5th Street.
QSL.
Oh boy. All right, guys. So this is first of all, thank you everybody for tuning in. Sorry I was quiet there for a while. I was just trying to figure out how to get the feeds back up and running. If you want to listen to what's happening here, this would be on channel 5. You probably need a separate device to do it. The separate device is where you'd play the audio from the police scanner, or you can just listen. You can just listen to the scanner here in the background. I have it playing here in the car. What's going on here is that there was apparently some neighbor dispute between two neighbors that live at the gray. Hold on just a second.
We're gonna have the CFT units around scene, try to speak to and try to get them out that way.
So there's basically.
We're good.
So there's basically a Yeah, Jared. I mean, share wherever you want. Definitely, you know. If this person refuses to come out, they're basically going to force their way in there. They're in the process of getting a warrant right now. You can see the unit showing up there with a shield to the door. That's the door where the subject is now barricaded. And they're trying to talk to him. They're trying to get him out. I got some video earlier when this first went down. I thought that they were going to be able to just talk him out of there, but apparently not. Rescue was here earlier. If you look at the door right to the left of that, you can barely see it, but there's another mailbox hanging on the wall there, right behind the palm tree. Essentially, what that is the neighbor. That house is the neighbor that was having the dispute with the house or the door. Oh, wait a minute. The door's open, guys. Door's open. There. Oh my goodness. This poor guy. This poor guy. Dude, these guys are... Well, so
75 after your arrival. 4392, you still need that chronological, that might be need on in custody.
That will be a run and search the rest of the house.
all right, so he's, I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, he looks like a very old man. There, you see him getting put in the back of the police car over there, just on the right hand side of your screen. So let me explain. Wow, I didn't expect the guy to be that old. But yeah, these crisis intervention situations. Basically, a crisis intervention is when, you know, when somebody's considered to be in some sort of crisis. You know, whatever that may mean. Whether they're having some type of an episode, or, you know, they're refusing to exit their house, or they're barricaded. But yeah, essentially what happened here is that neighbor on the right, where you see the sign on the door, got into some type of an altercation with the neighbor on the left, where you see the right behind the palm tree there. The neighbor on the left was injured and bleeding from the face, so I guess they got into some kind of a fight or a dispute or something. Rescue was here earlier, and the neighbor with the bleeding face refused to go with rescue, but they did check him out, and I guess that he was okay. And then when the police were knocking on the other door to talk to the subject, or the aggressor, or the alleged aggressor, essentially what ended up happening was that the guy refused to come out. He refused to open the door. I saw him kind of peeking through the window as well. There were officers there for several minutes trying to get him to exit the residence, and then eventually they gave up trying, and they started calling in all the crisis intervention units and the shield, and, you know, getting a warrant so that they can if necessary, you know, bust the door down and go in there and grab them. And as that was happening, you saw that the subject opened the door and essentially came outside. He was I don't know if he was taken into custody. I haven't actually heard that yet, but he's definitely detained. He's in the back of that patrol unit that you see, where the multiple police officers are standing, and I was actually quite surprised to see the age of this person. I know that the person on the left-hand side door, where you see the officer standing with there on the left-hand side of your screen, I know that person is 57 years old. I couldn't tell you what the age of the person is on that's currently being detained. I don't know what's going to happen here next, but yeah, it's unfortunately when these situations happen like this. Yeah, Jared, I'm not sure if I got tagged or not. I'll have to check that in a second. Did you say you did that on X? So the people who are new to the channel, there's 55 of you here watching now. The people who are new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. I'd really appreciate it if you find this content interesting. Okay, so that SUV that you see there, that's where the subject is currently being held, in the back of that car. I'm not sure if they're actually going to charge him with anything or take him anywhere. But yeah, for those of you who are new here, thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching. If you find this content interesting, this is something new that I'm doing that I started doing about a week ago, and I'd like to continue doing this. And in order to continue doing it, it really helps if you guys click that like button and subscribe and turn on the notification bells. Anytime that something happens like this in the city of Miami, I try to show up and get video footage of it, and so that the community can see what's going on. There are some hi Isaiah, how you doing? Yeah, if you guys can just let Isaiah know what's going on there. So anyway, yeah, if you can click that like button, subscribe, share this content wherever you'd like. When you see that there's typically 4 live channels that are just the audio feeds from the 4 different districts from the City of Miami Police scanner, and then every now and then there'll be a 5th one that would be me going live. Last night we did a live shot driving around the city with a full moon to see if there's any credence to more chaos happening when there's a full moon, which, spoiler alert, there isn't. But anyway, yeah, so if you guys want to get notifications of everything that happens, instead of just the curated notifications, you can check the description on any one of the videos, any one of the live feeds, and the channel description as well, and you can see the link to Telegram there. That is unfiltered and unfettered. Every single one of the push notifications goes out there. If you want just the curated, rated 7.5 or greater, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. If you want to see the ratings that are 7.5 or greater, you'll find those on Twitter. And the reason why we do that is because Twitter limits our access to their API, or they rate limit our access to the API. The Twitter handle is @MiamiPDScanner. You can pretty much find us @MiamiPDScanner on any one of the platforms. So that's @MiamiPDScanner on Twitter, @MiamiPDScanner on YouTube, and it is also @MiamiPDScanner on Telegram, but you're better off just clicking the link that's in the description for that one. So yeah. So yeah, whenever there's a barricaded subject, regardless of what led to the person being barricaded, or what anybody would consider the severity of the reason why they've barricaded themselves, the response from the City of Miami is typically quite serious. And in fact, it's always quite serious. There's always crisis intervention units that show up. They bring a shield in. The field duty sergeant shows up. You notice, I don't know if you noticed, that down the street there was about 6 or 7 different patrol cars, some unmarked units in the shot there as well, as you can see from there. They take these situations very seriously because they tend to go, well, I mean, they don't tend to go south quickly, but they can go south quickly. People who are, for whatever reason, desperate, locked inside somewhere, barricaded, refusing to come out, refusing to comply with the police, or is something that they take extremely seriously. This type of crisis intervention is kind of the really the pinnacle of police work, and the more that this gets escalated, the more resources they bring to bear. So they show up with a shield. If there's any weapons or confirmed weapons, they'll bring SWAT units in. They'll bring, it'll just escalate from there. Luckily, this wasn't something that was too egregious or serious. But as you can see from the way that I described it, Essentially, it started as something as simple as a fight, and ended up with police officers showing up and knocking on the door with shields, and luckily the subject opened the door and chose not to escalate that any further. And like I said, I don't know. Right now, you can see the officer talking to him there, reasoning with him, having a conversation with him. And I suspect that maybe there won't be an arrest here. Maybe it'll be like a PTA, or I don't know what's going to happen here, but that's essentially what's going on. Anybody have any questions? So yeah, I'm still getting used to. How's the audio, by the way? I have the microphone in a different location so that I can take it with me easily. It should be fine, I guess. But yeah, I'm still kind of getting used to how to go live rapidly. And for those of you who joined me and my partner last night, we scheduled that, like 8 hours in advance or something like that. But showing up somewhere and just clicking go live and putting it in the proper container is still something I'm getting used to. So I don't know if you guys ran into into 3 different feeds. I knocked down two of the scanner feeds by mistake. I had to bring those back up. Jared was here with, yeah, it could be a Baker Act, Jared. It could definitely be a Baker Act. But yeah, I would imagine based on the nature of the altercation, which basically, from my understanding, was nothing more than just a fight. There were not, I don't believe, nor did I hear. I mean, I haven't asked anybody officially, but I didn't hear anything about any weapons. They weren't responding to any weapons calls. So I would imagine that this was just your standard run-of-the-mill neighbor dispute that involved, some fists being thrown and somebody ending up bloody. Yeah, they might Baker Act. It looks like all the CIT units are gone now. You can see the. Let me just kind of pan a little bit here to the right. If I can do this without overshooting, that would be great. So that's basically all that's left. There's basically 4 units there. Earlier, if you go to the beginning of this, there was I don't know, maybe 10, plus the ones that were out of the shot, kind of to the right, where this car's turning. There was some more units that way and some to my left. But yeah, Jared, I mean, I don't know the details of what's going on, but they will definitely be doing something. I don't know if they're gonna Baker Act the guy, but that seems like the way to go. I mean, I can't tell the guy's age from here, but he's definitely, obviously, an older gentleman. He seemed quite, small and looked pretty frail. I mean, I don't know about frail. I mean, he probably punched somebody in the face and drew blood, so it's probably a tough old coot. But yeah, I suspect they're not gonna make a big deal out of this. If I had to guess. There's a concerned neighbor. Let's pan back over to the left. A couple more units showing up here. But yeah. check something here. Let me turn on the scanner. If there's anything playing here.
7102.
Somebody asked earlier,
7102.
I don't remember who, but somebody asked what neighborhood this is. This is like Little Havana proper, like the high density area of Little Havana. Yeah, like 8th Avenue and 5th Street Southwest.
Did you respond?
No, it's supposed to be at the station, but I already got enough.
Very close.
Yeah, it looks like he's
5016.
Okay.
Oh, 906, my bad, with the leak.
You go. 1425.
it looks like either they're going to be transporting. Well, if anybody's listening to the scanner, to channel 5, you probably have a better idea. I've been flapping my yap the entire time and not paying attention to the scanner. But they're either transporting to some, crisis facility or, TGK. I doubt they're gonna go the TGK route, but I mean, it might be statutory for them to do that. I really have no idea.
Unit 6 is on road.
Man, that weather, it is some kind of hot out here today, boy. Definitely July in Miami. Yeah, it's there's not a lot going on there. Hey, if you look at the yeah, it is. I mean, they're not holding the air, but there's not a lot of activity on there right now. If you look at the transcripts on the lower left of the Channel 5 feed, you'll get an idea for when they last spoke. That's one of the added benefits that I find useful, is you can go back there and say, hey, when's the last time something was going on here? And it's typically 2 or 3 minutes at the most, 4 minutes. But yeah, thank you, Jared. They must have said at some point what they were doing, though. I heard one of the sergeants come on and ask how the situation was, or dispatcher contact the sergeant, and the sergeant is no longer. Well, actually, that's a sergeant over there on the right. That guy right there. That car right there is a sergeant. That unit.
505.
I'm ready to.
Oh.
All right, guys. I think that's good.
In the right one.
We did 3 hours. We did 3 hours last night, and I don't think there's much more left to see here today. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I want to be able to respond to. These are the kind of calls I want to be able to go to and you know, and start streaming almost immediately. It's gonna take me. It's gonna take me a little practice. You know, I'll admit. But I'll get it right at some point. I'll figure it out. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate. Yeah, they are transporting him. They definitely not letting him go back in the house. That's for sure. But he's being transported. Anyway, guys, listen. I appreciate your tuning in again. Smash that like button, subscribe, share with your friends. It really helps. It really helps a lot when you do that. Oh shit! Sorry, bro. I almost just got into an accident. Right in front of one of the sergeants. Anyway, it really does help a lot when you do that, and you know, sharing it brings people here, and then they share it. You know, it's something that really helps. You know, as it pertains to me being able to continue to do this, which I really enjoy and I really want to continue doing. So anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. And as always, see you soon.